edibles, raspberries. This is the 2-piece red raspberry plants. They are brand new today, and there's something magical about walking out on your own back deck and reaching up to a potted plant and just plucking off a raspberry or 12 and enjoying them. The fruit themselves are firmer, larger in size, and extraordinarily sweet. The magic of the science of Cottage Farms is that they have now been able to give us raspberry bushes that will fruit more than one time in a year. So in June, when the sun is out and it's a beautiful day, you can walk by that plant and just pluck away as many raspberries as you want. And you're getting 2 of the plants. Now, here's the best part, is in September, you get to do it again. And the magic of it, especially if you have little kids, like my 2 granddaughters, is them seeing this transformation of, for me, it's God and nature together. But you see these tiny little flowers, and they pop up overnight. And then you watch that flower over the span of a few weeks turn into this Mother Nature's finest treat. And if you've never tasted raspberries out of your own backyard, I urge you to pick up this set of 2 just for that joy alone. Can I introduce you to a very special lady? Katie Dubow has been a part of our friends from Cottage Farms for many years. She is broadcasting live from her home via Skype because of social distancing. How ironic that we're talking about summer fruit when we just had a foot of snow dumped into our backyards.
I know, but that's the best part of gardening right now is it's the dream. We get to dream now. We're planning now.
Yeah.
You're thinking about what that space is that you have in your garden to put, a sunny spot for these raspberries, but you're dreaming, and that's what I love so much. And it's so good to see you, Dan.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. I'll tell you what, you are like the first robin of spring. When I see you, I know that we're going to make it. We have 47 days until spring is actually here.
I saw that on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yes.
So get excited about it. And I'll tell you what, and I know fully well that this year, more than any other, we're starting our gardening season and our spring season much earlier. Good. Absolutely. I embrace it because 2020 was winter all year long. There was no summer. There was no holiday. There was no vacation. It was just cold and dark. This spring, I think, will be magical. And I think having things like raspberries in the backyard or on the deck will make it feel better.
Well, and you and I have talked about these kinds of fruits
Yep.
for so long because they do make you feel better for so many reasons. One is you're growing your own food. You get to provide food for your family. I put some raspberries in a little bowl, and my daughter came up before, she's 4, the youngest one, and she started eating them. I'm like, those are for my QVC cell. You can't, and I can feel good that I'm providing that healthy food for my family. And as we well know, a clamshell of organic raspberries is so expensive.
Yes.
I've already plucked all the ones that have gone rotten out of here and had to throw those away. So that's one of the great things about growing your own food. Plus, of course, Cottage Farms has picked the best raspberries for you. So we've picked this collection. There's 2 pieces because they're called everbearing, but they will fruit twice. So not only will you get, depending on where you live, but a small harvest or a small crop in June or July, but then you'll get a
to whet your
big
appetite.
crop.
Yeah.
Yes, to wet, exactly. You'll go out and pick a few and be like, I will be ready for these when that bigger crop comes in August or September, when you're really going to be then making these chocolate raspberry tarts or whatever that is. That is a baking skill maybe above mine. But jellies and jams and, putting them on your breakfast cereals and your yogurts, putting them in your lemon water. I mean, there's so many great things to do. And the taste, you were talking to this a little bit before, but the taste of one of these homegrown raspberries
Yep.
is like nothing else. We all can kind of picture the taste of a homegrown tomato, but if you haven't had a homegrown raspberry, warm from the sun, freshly picked, they fall right off of the vine, absolutely delicious.
Yeah, they explode in your mouth. And I have a theory that I know is completely wrong, but I don't care. No one counts calories when it's fruit that you pick off your own vine in your own yard. Okay?
Well, you're burning calories, so
Yeah,
it's like a negative.
that's
It's almost
right.
negative calories.
Yeah, it's like celery plants. So if you, especially if you have little ones, it is so easy for us to become jaded and just think that food comes from grocery stores. It doesn't. When I am not here working as a host, I am a farmer. And I have complete and total respect for anyone that plants food on their property. And why not be the dessert of all fruit? These raspberries drip with sweetness. And the fact that you get 2 crops a year, again, a little smaller one in June, but it's late August and September when the trees are starting to change and it gets a little cooler in the air, that these fruit are there for you in abundance and you can freeze them. Do you know what it costs to buy fresh raspberries right now in February? You'll break the bank. And these are perennials, so these plants come back year after year after year, so you'll have thousands of raspberries to enjoy.
I love that point. And just a couple notes, they are full sun, and because these can go in the ground or in a container, Dan. So for those of us maybe who have small spaces, you can put your raspberries in a 12 or 15-inch container. And all the pruning that you need to do is just a cut back at the end of the season. And then if you want to, if they're in the garden, you can let them ramble if you want, but in a container, cut them back to control them. And that's it. That's all the care. They really are an easy care fruit for you to enjoy perennially. As like you said, that's what I'm trying to fill my garden with in the fruit and vegetable department, which is harder to find. A lot of our fruits and vegetables are annuals. We need to do it year after year. These will come back for you and only get better as they age.
Yeah, and again, what we have is what we have. These are brand new today. To be able to order them on the first day of February, knowing that they'll be shipped at the appropriate time with no shipping cost to you whatsoever, what's more fun? Even if you're not a gardener, I urge you to try them. 2 plants out on the back deck or the patio, and I promise you they'll make you smile all year long. Coming up, something so tropical, and yet they grow virtually anywhere.